Chicken here, bringing you another Mega Turtle video. In today's video, guys, we're going to be showing you how the push to global #1 has been going. So we're still currently, at the time of this video, we're still #1 in Canada by 2 stages. We only have a little bit left to finish out on stage 39, but yeah, let's just show you where we're at right here. So we'll start with stage 35, because we showed 33 and 34 last time. So stage 35... this one's actually possible to solo. Big shout out to Pyro Swag. If you followed me on Twitter at thechicken24, it says right over here. I retweeted the guy's tweet, and he actually showed, like in a GIF, a video of how to solo it, which was really crazy. It was basically, this was the idea though. So Scorchers and tanks with Private Bullet coming up the right side, and we'll throw it into 4-speed here. Basically, I'm just trying to keep the shock launcher and the shock blaster down. Having the speed serum gunboat ability was really nice for the tanks. And then I kind of ran out of GBE, so maybe just do what I did, but just don't use as much GBE. I ran out of GBE right around here. I think I only had enough for 1 shock. Yeah, on those boom cannons. And then basically this is the idea. I also lost bullet, which hurt a lot. If I had taunt still up, maybe we would have been able to finish. But we got back on the right side. Clear the front, go back to the right side. Taunt and shock your way to the core, clear out the shield gens, and then I think you're going to be in pretty good shape for stage 35. So from there, we were able to just go in with Scorcher tanks again with Private Bullet, and there wasn't really much to report on here. I mean, we just got behind there, shocked the 1 boom cannon, and then we kind of had fun with the speed serum at this point, just launching it out on the tanks repeatedly, which is kind of nice to get the tanks to have a little bit of speed and damage, which they don't typically have. So 35 there goes down, back. And then we moved on to stage 36. So a lot of these are turning into like 2-part Scorcher tank attacks, which I'm okay with doing, but it would be nice if there was more like possibility for really crazy heavy Zuka souls, which still might come out, I guess. But yeah, so we have the hack ability on this stage. So I was able to, I didn't take out the cryo bombs first, which I should have done. And if you're going to take out the cryo bombs before landing your troops, make sure that you still get some of the effect of all the slowed down defenses, rather than just making sure they're down and then throwing your troops out. Like, try to time it better so you do get that bonus effect of the rocket launchers being slowed down and stuff. So we made our way up to the right side here, and I was kind of happy with this. I mean, at this point, there's so many cannons and boom cannons that it's just kind of hard. Like, I probably should have flared up to the right a little bit sooner, but I just wanted to take out as much stuff as possible because I knew it was going to be another Scorcher tank finish on stage 36. So this one was close, though. This one was close. Like, there was a lot of stage left here. So we used the remote hack there to take out everything behind the core that we weren't going to have a chance to take down on the way there. And then same thing. You see I throw Bullet out first to make sure that he's actually taking all the rocket fire, and my troops are completely untouched up until this point. So then we come up on the right side here. We shock and clear all the boom cannons. I'm not too worried about these rocket launchers. You don't let your tanks sit in rocket launcher range too long. Like, yes, they're not going to die right away, but the damage does add up like pretty quickly, so that's something to stay on top of too, for sure. So then we get up back to the top here. We're able to take out this rocket, and then I reflare them back up here, and then I smoke them down. Bullet is able to tank for the tanks while we just peck away at the core here. There was just that 1 mortar in range, so we were able to blast this one fairly easily. So there was 36. Not too bad, not too bad. It, like, the problem is on these bases is when you get a little cocky and then go for the heavy Zuka solo attack, right? And then it just doesn't end up going well. So here's stage 37. Now I think this one probably would be possible to solo. There was 4.3 million health on the shield, if I remember correctly. So I figured I would just go play it safe, Scorcher tank, go up the left side, take out the shield gens on the way down. Yeah, because there's 15 shield generators, so if I was able to get... The plan was to get 10 of them, and then just go for some sort of Zuka finish. So, you see right here, that's why I'm not smoking them directly to the back. I'm making sure that I clear all these rocket launchers, so the next attack is a little bit easier. So yeah, and then we get to the back here, we throw some medkits down for the tanks, and then now we're just coming up, we're clearing, we're using Bullet's taunt ability. We'll put in 2-speed there, 4-speed's a little fast. Yeah, we're clearing, we're using Bullet's taunt ability, we're slowly making our way up onto the base, and taking out the rocket launchers as we go here. And yeah, so I was able to clear this out pretty well for a heavy Zuka finish. Nothing really else major happens here, the tank kind of goes down after a minute, but yeah, so then we used, the first time using a heavy Zuka in a while, it's been a lot of Scorcher tank, man, like a lot of Scorcher tank, so I used the cryo bomb there to clear out some of the mines, which is the only thing you can use it for. It doesn't actually slow down defenses when you use the GBE version. The real cryo mines, cryo bombs, they do actually slow down the defenses, obviously. So we get up here, we get into the no fire zone of this rocket, and then we'll slow it down here just so you guys can copy it exactly if you are in a similar position here. So I throw out critters over here, just so, and I shock the rocket launchers before they actually target anything, so we don't lose any delay. And I guess I didn't really need the critters there, but it was just nice to have that, like, shield if you have a little bit more GB like we did there. So then I go up, I flare the shock launcher, and then I shock these rockets again. And you see I still have the delay on them, which is important. And we're able to keep those shocked. We'll go into a 2-speed here. We're able to keep those shocked. We melt away through it first. We shock that back shock launcher. We throw the critters down. And at this point, we're doing so much damage with battle orders and everything that we just need to keep that shock launcher. But look at this, guys. This was funny. So look at the range on the shock launcher. It's literally that one Zuka is on like the edge of the pixel of the shock launcher's range, and it clips like half of my troops, which was pretty crazy. So we were able to get that down. Always nice when we can use a little bit of heavy Zuka, because I'm kind of getting burnt out on Scorcher tank, to be completely honest. So stage 38. Stage 38 was kind of gross. Again, it's going to be a Scorcher tank bullet extravaganza. We used the cryo bombs there just to, like, not necessarily to clear the mines, because we're using Scorcher tanks. We don't really have to worry about mines, but you want to use the... You don't want your tanks blowing up on cryo bombs, because that's going to end your raid really, really quickly here. So I was having some trouble on this stage just keeping my troops where I wanted them to be. The shock launchers and the lasers were actually giving me a lot of problems. The lasers are actually doing pretty good damage to the tanks, which was super, super annoying. So I got them flared back up here. Now, Mr. Poink says I didn't have to take out these boom cannons. I should have just flared to the back left, which maybe was true, but with Scorchers and tanks, they kind of go out all over the place, and it's really hard to keep them under control. So if I can take out a couple boom cannons on my way to going somewhere, I usually do try to do that, because you see they still would have been in range up here, trying to take down these shield gens. So maybe that was the play, maybe it wasn't, guys. Either way, we got all the shield gens down in this attack. We kind of cleared it up on the left side there. Unfortunately, the tanks were just getting targeted by the rockets, getting like pelted by everything, which really sucked. But yeah, there's stage 38. And we'll show you how we finished this one. And stage 39 is really, really nasty. So we were able to finish this. Again, Scorcher tank with bullet. Again, having problems on that landing. It's a really nasty landing. And look at how much damage is being done to the tanks by the rockets and the lasers and stuff. So make sure you keep an eye on that if you are going to go the Scorcher tank route, which I assume most people are with private bullet. That does seem to be the flavor of the Mega Turtle. So we were able to get all the troops up here and behind. We flare back to get the tanks loaded up. And look at how close this was. Look at how close this was. So see this one, that one shock launcher there actually went down because of the because it was on fire from the Scorcher. And if that didn't go down, I didn't have any GBE left at this point. So that actually would have cost us the attack like 100%. Because the shock launcher there picking off the tanks while the boom cannons are shooting at them wouldn't have been good. Would not have been good, guys. So this was a pretty good finish. I was very happy with that stage. Not very happy, but it wasn't bad. So 38 went down, and then 39, we switched it up here. So you see the opening on 39, tons of single target defenses, like tons of them. And it's a really long walk, so you can't really use GB to get to the back of the heavy Zuka and shock stuff, because there's just too much stuff going on, which we'll see in a second. So I went with Rifle Cryo Zuka Medic, and I don't know if this was the best attack to use, but I was kind of just like hurting for options at this point, and I couldn't use Scorcher Tank, I couldn't use Smoky Heavy Zuka, so I felt like this is the best way to go. I also brought Kavan's Ice Shield because, again, there was so much single target stuff here. So I'm throwing the stun shocks on things like shock launchers that are by themselves, this Doom Cannon that's by itself, just to avoid that splash damage and having our troops being slowed down. So then we get up here under the shock launcher, and we just clear a bit, and then we hit these two cryo bombs, which is basically the end of this raid, unfortunately. So the rocket's picking us off. I didn't have any GB left at this point. We did clear out a few more things, but we opened up the right side pretty nicely. I mean, there's nothing like I have a free walk here now with heavies and Zukas and everything, so we don't really have to worry about that. And yeah, so here's our last attack. I was really hoping to get this cleared, but there's still a little bit of work to be done. So we'll show you how this went right now. So we'll play it in 4-speed. So I decided to GB down that shock launcher because I knew that was going to be a huge problem, and I wasn't going to be able to get, there was 3.2 million health on the shield or something like that. So there was no way I was just going to be able to shock and get it in one round of battle orders. So here's what my plan was. I couldn't time the heavies properly, so they were spaced out way too far to the side, so I actually lost like half of them there, which didn't end up being a big deal at all. So I threw... This is my plan, was to smoke right about there where that rock launcher was going to come into range, get to the back, and then shock everything, and then just clear, and then lock the core, hopefully. But not how it ended up, guys. Not how it ended up. So we went to the back here. We'll go like this, and then I got the smokes off. We did lose a lot of heavies, unfortunately, but I only had one shock when I was back here. So I decided to flare that shock launcher and then shock this one. But there was just too much splash damage stuff. That was targeting everyone, and they were all kind of clumped on top of each other. I didn't really get them spaced out how I wanted them to be, but it could have been worse. It could have been worse. It was going bad, but it definitely could have been worse. So I think my plan to finish from here is going to be the same thing. I think now we have it opened up a little bit nicer. We got that rocket out of the way, so we don't have to use as many smokes walking up to the core. And I think that's going to be how we finish out stage 39, guys. So having a lot of fun on the Mega Turtle, having a lot of fun in the live streams. Make sure to check those out. Make sure to subscribe for more Mega Turtle stuff, guys. We did recently hit 6K on the channel, so thank you very much for that. Currently, #1 in Canada, pushing for global #1 in the world, guys. That's going to wrap up the Mega Turtle video today. Probably put out another one tonight about getting to past stage 40, hopefully. So make sure to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative. And we'll see you in the next one, guys. Chicken out.